let us discuss the remaining part of government budget and the economy. Now, in the earlier video, we have seen that budget has two parts. That is, one is receipt and the other one is expenditure side. So, what does this mean? That budget receipt refers to an estimated money receipts, that is, receiving money of government from all the sources during a fiscal year. Budget receipts may be further classified into two, that is revenue receipt and capital receipt. All this we have discussed it in the earlier video in detail. Let us quickly revise the distinction between capital and revenue receipts. Now, capital receipts includes amount realized by the sale of fixed assets or issue of shares or debenture. It is the receipt in the substitution of a source of income. It is a kind of income received by the government, either the sale of fixed asset, shares or bonds, or by selling some of the things. Amount received for surrender of certain rights under an agreement is a capital receipt, because a capital asset is been given in the form of these rights, that is royalty and all such kind of things what you sell off, that is also a part of capital receipt. Revenue receipts includes the amount realized by a sale of goods or rendering services. It is the receipts in the substitution of an economy, and the amount received as compensation under agreement for a loss of future receipt is a revenue receipts. It is the rendering. It is an revenue receipts is an amount which is received by a sale of goods or services in that particular fiscal year. Now let us quickly revise what is budget expenditure. Budget expenditure refers to an estimated expenditure of government during a given fiscal year. The budget expenditure can be broadly classified into two: revenue expenditure and capital expenditure. Now, what does revenue expenditure means? Revenue expenditure refers to an expenditure which neither creates an assets nor causes any of the reduction in the liability of government. It is recurring in nature. It is incurred on normal functioning of the government. It is like it is recurring in nature. Say for example, is an expenditure to an old age pension, all the employment allowances, salaries, scholarships, all this kind are the examples of revenue expenditure. Now let us quickly look on to the capital expenditure. Capital expenditure refers to an expenditure which either creates an assets or a cause of reduction in the liability of the government. It is non-recurring in nature. It does not occur on frequent basis. It is reduction in the liability. It adds to the capital stock of an economy and increases its productivity through expenditure on a long period, like metro or flyovers. Right? It increases the capital stock of that particular country. In whichever the country, the capital expenditure is made. The expenditure must create an asset for the government. Example, that is school building construction. It's a capital expenditure as it leads to the creation of assets. However, any amount paid as salary to the teacher is not the capital expenditure. Whatever the asset you have created, that is capital expenditure. Example, loan to the states or union territory, expenditure on building roads, flyover, etc. Okay, the capital expenditure example can be the repayment of loan, expenditure on the construction of building, purchase of shares, and it is non-recurring in nature. It is not occurring on frequent basis. Now let us quickly look down upon the development and non-development expenditure. Development expenditure refers to an expenditure which is directly related to the economic and social development of the country. Expenditure on such services is not the part of essential functioning of the government. Development expenditure adds to the flow of goods and services. Whatever the development expenses is been incurred by the government, it is development expenditure. Example, building of hospitals etc. are the development expenditure. In case of non-development expenditure, it refers to the expenditure which is incurred on essential general services of the government. It does not contribute directly to the economic growth. Now, it is not contributing directly, but indirectly it is contributing, right? Suppose if I talk about example of development expenditure, that is expenditure on the development of agriculture sector, industries, transport etc. Where in case of non-development expenditure on administration, defense, justice are the known expenditure. Now let us quickly look down upon the planned and non-planned expenditure. Planned expenditure refers to an expenditure that is incurred on the programs detailed in the current 5 years. Example, expenditure on agriculture, aligned activities, irrigation, energy, transport, etc. Projects covered under the central plan, central assistance for state and union territories. In case of non-planned expenditure refers to the government plan. It shows an expenditure to be incurred on projects covered under the state. Example, if I talk about expenditure on the relief of earthquake victims, constructions of household, floods etc. And in case of planned expenditure, example is expenditure on electricity generation, development, road, bridge, dams, irrigation facility etc. All these are planned ones. Now let us look upon budget deficit. Now what is budget deficit? Budget deficit is defined as excess of estimated expenditure over total estimated revenue. There are three kinds of deficit. First one is revenue deficit, that is total revenue minus total receipt. Then it is fiscal, that is total expenditure less total receipt excluding borrowing. And the primary deficit, that is fiscal deficit less interest payment. Now let us quickly look down what is revenue deficit. Revenue deficit depends upon the revenue expenditure and the receipts of a government. It is the difference between whatever the expenditure is made by the government and receipt to it, right? Now let us look down to fiscal deficit. That what is fiscal deficit? Fiscal deficit refers to excess of total expenditure over total receipts excluding borrowing during that fiscal year. Fiscal deficit is excess amount of total expenditure, whatever expense you have made. To calculate fiscal deficit, we need the formula, that is total expenditure less total receipt excluding borrowing. The limit of fiscal deficit shows that how far the government is spending beyond its means. Suppose if governments are spending more and more, so it is an alarming sign for the government, and if at all if they do not stop, they might be into loss of economy. Fiscal deficit results in debt trap. Debt trap means that a trap that is incurred through borrowing. Then inflation, foreign dependence, and also disturbs the future growth. Foreign dependence is also created, then inflation is there, then the financial burden for future generation is also been created. Fiscal deficit can be reduced by borrowing from internal or external sources or by printing currencies. There are two sources of fiscal deficit. One is borrowing, other one is deficit financing. Deficit financing is RBI issues new currency for this purpose, and this process is known as deficit financing. Now let us look down upon the primary deposits, that primary deficit. Primary deficit is the difference between fiscal deficit of the current and interest payment on previous year. Primary deficit refers to the difference between fiscal deficit of the current year and interest payment on the previous borrowing. Here the interest payments on the government debts like long-term bonds, long-term loan, etc. to domestic and foreign resident. Primary deficit equals to fiscal deficit less interest payment. Now this reveals how much the government borrowing will meet the expenditure other than the interest payment. Earlier, whatever the government has bought, except then how much more is needed by the government in order to fulfill or recover the deficit. With this, I end this chapter, that is government budget. Thank you. In case of any doubt, please let me know. Thank you very much.